Good evening friends, this is another video on formation of expression by inspection. As I already said in first part, this is very important while forming the equations in mesh analysis. If the circuit of say 2 loops or 3 loops is given, then you have to form the expressions by inspection. That saves your time to get the final answers. So let us start with the first point. All assigned mesh currents are selected in same direction. This point is very important. Second point, if a network has no mutual inductances, its mesh equations can be written directly in matrix form by inspection. Instead of matrix form, I'll be forming an expression by inspection. Then that particular expression can be represented in matrix form. Okay, so please remember that. So let us take new slide, new circuit. Consider there is a voltage source V which say 50 volt present, having resistances and one more voltage source present. So let us write the values for the resistances. This I already said, it is 50 volt. This is say 20 ohms, this is say 10 ohms, this is say 5 ohms, this is again in say 10 ohms, and this voltage with positive negative sign is say 30 volt. Okay, this is also with positive negative sign. Now for this particular given network, the number of loops present are 2. Loop 1, loop 2. Consider the orientation of current for loop 1 is clockwise. Similar way for second loop. We are following this. All assigned mesh currents are selected in same direction. We are following this first point. So selected loop currents or mesh currents are having same direction. Consider this as current I1, this as current I2. Okay, so we have to write the expression for both the loops. Okay, let us start with loop number 1. In loop 1, the elements which are present: 20, 10, a voltage source, another voltage source, okay, with positive negative mark. This is 20 ohm, this one is 10 ohm. The voltage value for this source is 50 volt. The value of voltage for this source is 30 volt. Okay, loop current is I1 in clockwise direction. Okay. Now this 10 ohm and 30 volt is basically the intermediate elements. These two are two elements. Two elements are intermediate elements connecting loop 1, right? You just check this circuit, connecting loop 1 as well as loop 2. Connecting loop 1 as well as loop 2. Okay. But as we are writing the expression only for loop 1, so we have to consider this particular loop. Okay, but there is a effect of second loop current. What is that second loop current? I2. The direction of that loop current for this particular 30 volt and 10 ohm, it is upward. It is upward. Whereas I1, this is I2, whereas I1 is downward. So I1 is downward, I2 is upward. Okay. So let us write the expression considering this particular loop first, that is effect of I1 first. This I1 is passing through 20 and 10 ohm, right? These two resistances are connected in series. So what we get for this particular circuit which we have drawn, these two are connected in series, like single current is passing through both the resistances, that is I1. Okay, so this 20 and 10 which are connected in series gives you the total equivalent resistance as 30. So voltage drop is current into resistance, that is 30 I1. This is with plus sign. Okay, now this current when passes okay, now let us write for I2. Now I2 is the current passing through 10 ohm. Okay, so voltage drop is 10 into I2, because this I2 is passing through only 10 ohm. It is not passing through 20. It is not passing through 20. It is only passing through 10 ohm of this particular loop, right? So it means, in other words, we can say this 10 ohm is the intermediate resistance through which we are getting I1 downward and I2 upward. So the voltage drop across 10 is 10 I2. But this I2 is in opposition to I1, therefore it is with the minus sign. Okay. Now this current through 30 volt is positive to negative, and when it is positive to negative, the voltage is minus 30, right? Through 50 volt we are getting from negative to positive, so it gives us what? Plus 50. So what is that? What we get? Plus 50 minus 30 is equal to 20. Hence, that is equal to 20. So this is our expression 1. So 30 I1, 20 plus 10, that is through these two resistances we have I1 current flowing. So it is 30 I1 minus 10 I2. It means only through this 10 ohm resistance we are getting the flow of current I2. So it is in opposition, therefore it is with the negative sign. So minus 10 I2 equal to positive to negative, it is negative minus 30, negative to positive, it is positive, so plus 50. So plus 50 minus 30 gives you equal to 20, and therefore it is equal to 20, expression 1. Okay. Now similar way we have to write the expression for loop number 2. So now consider loop number 2. 10 ohm, 5 ohm, 10 ohm and a voltage source. The value of this voltage is 30 volt. Value of this resistance is 10 ohm, right? Value of this resistance is 10 ohm. Value of this resistance is 5 ohm. Let us cross verify once again. It is, yes, 10, 10, 5 and 30, right? And the loop current is I2, and the loop current is I2. Okay, but this branch of 10 and 30 volt, 10 ohm and 30 volt is the intermediate branch through which we have the effect of another current. That current is what? I1 current, which is downward. That current is downward. I1 current is downward. Okay, so let us write the expression. Now again, this I1 which is passing through only and only 10 ohm resistance in loop 2 is in opposition to I2. Okay, so what is that voltage drop across 10? It is 10 into I1. But as this I1 current is in opposition with I2, therefore the sign given to it as negative. Is it clear with this? Because only the 10 ohm resistance through which we are getting I1. There is no element like this 10 through this 5. We don't have the effect of I1. There is only effect of that I1 on 10 ohm resistance. Okay, therefore it is 10 I1, but I1 is in opposition to I2, therefore it is with negative sign. Okay, now I2 is the current passing through this 10, another 10 and 5. So these three are connected in series. Just trace the path. 10, 10, 5. So it is how much? 25. So voltage drop is 25 I2. Sign positive. Okay. Then the voltage through which we are getting the current is from negative to positive. So it means it is equal to negative to positive is positive. The value of that voltage is 30 volt. So this is expression number 2. So these are the two expressions. Expression 1, 30I1 minus 10I2 equal to 20. 30I1 minus 10I2 minus 10I2 equal to 20, expression 1, and minus 10I1 plus 25I2 equal to 30, expression 2. Put these two expressions in the calculator and find out the values of I1 and I2. That will give you the values of mesh currents. Okay, so that's all with the second example on the formation of expression by inspection. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.